Every photo you've ever posted online, every selfie, every picture with your family, every casual shot you thought was harmless, it's all being fed into artificial intelligence systems right now, being analyzed, cataloged, stored in databases you'll never see, used to train models that can recreate your face in any scenario imaginable. And you had no idea this was happening because nobody asked for your permission. Nobody warned you that uploading your life was the same as handing over your identity to machines that will never forget, never delete, never stop learning everything about you. You thought you were just sharing moments with friends, building memories, expressing yourself, being part of the digital world everyone said you needed to be part of. But what you were actually doing was creating a permanent, searchable, manipulatable record of your existence that's now being processed by systems so advanced they can generate videos of you saying things you never said, doing things you never did, appearing in places you've never been. And the terrifying part isn't just that this technology exists. It's that you can't take it back. You can't undo the years of casually feeding your face and your life into the machine. You can't demand that AI companies delete your data because they've already extracted everything they need, and you signed away your rights the moment you clicked, agree on terms and conditions you never actually read. You've been walking around thinking your photos belong to you, that you controlled your own image, that privacy was still something you could choose to have or not have. But the truth is your face stopped being yours the moment it entered the digital ecosystem, and now it's currency, it's training data, it's raw material for systems that are building a future where your likeness can be weaponized, commodified, or manipulated without you ever knowing it happened. You delete photos thinking that makes them disappear, but they're already backed up on servers you can't access. Already crawled by bots you didn't know existed, already saved and shared by people and platforms and algorithms that don't need your consent. You adjust your privacy settings to friends only and feel safer. But those friends screenshot. Those platforms change their policies. Those photos still live in cached versions and archived databases that exist outside your control. You use filters and editing thinking you're just making yourself look better. But you're also teaching facial recognition systems exactly how your features move and change, giving them more data points to build more accurate models of you. You post your kids, your home, your routines, your locations, thinking it's innocent, thinking it's just life. But you're creating a detailed map of your entire existence that anyone with the right tools can access, analyze, and exploit. You've watched the news stories about deepfakes and AI-generated content and thought, that won't happen to me, I'm not important enough, I'm not a target. But you don't have to be important to be vulnerable. You just have to exist online, and that's enough. That's all it takes for your image to be fair game in a system where consent is obsolete and control is an illusion. Here's what actually happened while you were busy living your life and sharing it online. Tech companies and AI developers quietly built the largest surveillance and data harvesting operation in human history. And they did it with your permission, with your participation, with your photos and videos and metadata serving as the foundation for systems that will outlive you, that will continue processing and analyzing and learning from your digital footprint long after you're gone. You weren't the customer in this transaction. You were the product, and every photo you uploaded was payment for services you thought were free. And the cost of that supposed freedom is that you no longer own your own face, your own image, your own visual identity in any meaningful way. The platforms told you they needed your data to improve user experience, to connect you with friends, to show you relevant content. But what they were actually doing was building massive datasets to sell to AI companies to train models that would eventually make your physical appearance obsolete, replaceable, replicable by anyone with access to the right software. And the worst part is that this isn't some distant dystopian future. This is happening right now today while you're watching this, and most people have no idea how exposed they are. How vulnerable their entire visual history has become, how little protection exists between their photos and the people or systems that want to use them for purposes they never imagined or agreed to. The brutal truth nobody wants to say out loud is this. If you've been online for more than a few years, your face is already in multiple AI training datasets, already being used to teach machines how to recognize, replicate, and manipulate human faces. And there's no delete button that can undo that. No privacy setting that can claw back what's already been taken. No legal framework that adequately protects you because the technology moved faster than the laws, faster than ethics, faster than anyone's ability to understand what we were giving away when we casually uploaded our lives for convenience and connection. You can't go back and erase your digital footprint, but you can stop making it worse, you can stop feeding the machine more data, you can start protecting what you haven't yet exposed. And that's exactly what you need to do right now, before you upload another single image without thinking about where it's going and what it's being used for. The AI systems aren't going to get less sophisticated, the privacy violations aren't going to get less invasive, the risk to your identity and your control over your own image isn't going to decrease over time, it's only going to get more dangerous. more exploitative, more impossible to escape unless you start treating every photo like it's a piece of your identity that you're permanently surrendering the moment it touches the internet. Here's exactly what you need to do starting right now to protect yourself in this new AI era. Stop posting photos of your face on public platforms unless absolutely necessary. And when you do need to share images, use tools that strip metadata from your files before uploading, because every photo contains hidden information about when and where it was taken, what device captured it, and sometimes even GPS coordinates that map your entire life. Turn off facial recognition features on every platform that offers them, go into settings, and disable the systems that tag you automatically, that suggest your face to others, that use your images to train their algorithms. Because every time you allow that convenience, you're giving explicit permission for your face to be processed in ways you can't control. Start using encrypted messaging apps for private photo sharing instead of posting everything publicly or semi-publicly, because end-to-end encryption means the platform itself can't access your images to feed them into AI training systems. Cover your camera when you're not using it, not because you're paranoid, but because devices with cameras are constantly listening and watching in ways most people don't realize, collecting ambient data that contributes to larger surveillance systems. Use VPNs and privacy-focused browsers when you're online so your browsing and uploading habits aren't being tracked and associated with your identity across platforms. Go through your old social media accounts and delete or privatize photos from years ago, especially images of your children or your home or anything that reveals patterns about your life that could be weaponized by someone with bad intentions or automated by systems you'll never see. Start watermarking or slightly distorting photos you do share. Not enough to ruin the image, but enough to confuse facial recognition algorithms that rely on clean, unaltered data to build accurate models. Educate yourself about which platforms and services explicitly state they don't use user images for AI training. And migrate your photo storage and sharing to those services, even if they're less convenient, because convenience is exactly what got us into this mess in the first place. You're going to wake up tomorrow and the AI systems will still exist. Your old photos will still be in databases you can't access. The technology will still be advancing in ways that make your face less and less yours, but you'll have stopped feeding the machine. You'll have drawn a line between your past digital carelessness and your future digital awareness. You'll have taken back whatever small measure of control is still possible in a world where your image has been commodified without your meaningful consent. This isn't about becoming invisible or abandoning technology completely. This is about being strategic, intentional, protective of the parts of your identity that you still have some power over. Because the fight for digital privacy isn't won by refusing to participate. It's won by participating consciously, by understanding what you're giving away and deciding what's worth the cost and what isn't. Your face is the key to your entire identity in an increasingly AI-driven world, and every unprotected photo you share is another copy of that key floating around in systems that don't care about you, don't respect you, don't see you as anything more than data to be processed and sold and used. The companies building these AI systems aren't going to suddenly develop ethics. The platforms aren't going to prioritize your privacy over their profits. The technology isn't going to slow down and wait for regulations to catch up. This is on you. This is your responsibility. This is the price of existing in a digital age where your image can be separated from your body and used in ways that would horrify you if you knew the full extent of what's possible. Stop trusting platforms to protect you. Stop assuming someone else is thinking about your digital safety. Stop uploading your life without considering what you're building for people and systems who will never care about your well-being the way you do, because nobody is coming to save you from the surveillance machine you helped build by participating in it. And the only person who can protect your photos, your face, your identity from this new AI era is you. And that protection starts the moment you decide your image is worth more than the likes and the convenience and the false sense of connection that comes from sharing everything with everyone all the time.